In a city once defined by ancient walls and imperial dynasties, a new vertical ambition now rises into the modern skyline. Xi'an, cradle of the Silk Road, is no longer looking only to history. It is projecting power upward into the global financial future. At 1,640 feet, or 500 meters, Xi'an International Financial Center does not whisper its intentions. It stands with 100 floors of reinforced precision, a statement of economic gravity in western China. From the ground, its glass surface captures shifting desert light, reflecting both tradition and technological resolve. This is not ornament built for nostalgia. It is infrastructure engineered for influence. For American viewers accustomed to Manhattan's vertical confidence, this tower feels like a declaration of competitive scale. Innovation is no longer regional. It is global, measured in steel, concrete, and aerodynamic control. Construction began in 2014, as cranes punctured the horizon of Xi'an's high-tech district. By 2020, after 6 years of coordinated engineering, the structure reached completion, redefining the city's silhouette. Designed by the international firm Kohn Pedersen Fox Associates in collaboration with local partners, the tower reflects global expertise fused with regional ambition. Its final height of 1,640 feet places it among the tallest buildings in Asia, rivaling American benchmarks such as One World Trade Center. The total construction cost approached $1.5 billion, a financial commitment signaling long-term economic intent rather than speculative display. Structurally, the tower relies on a composite megaframe system. A reinforced concrete core anchors the vertical circulation and mechanical spine. Perimeter steel megacolumns distribute gravitational forces outward with measured efficiency. Outriggers connect core and exterior frame, stabilizing lateral movement across its full height. The foundation descends deep into Xi'an's lush soil. Engineers deployed a piled raft foundation, combining massive reinforced concrete slabs with drilled piles extending more than 200 feet underground. The weight of thousands of tons of concrete presses downward into compacted earth, transferring load with calculated precision. Wind posed one of the most significant engineering challenges. At 500 meters, aerodynamic behavior becomes structural destiny. The tower's subtly tapered form disrupts vortex shedding, reducing oscillation before it can amplify. Wind tunnel testing, conducted extensively, refined corner geometry and facade articulation. High-strength concrete, exceeding 80 megapascals in compressive capacity, fortifies the central core. Structural steel fabricated with exact tolerances locks into place like industrial choreography. Glass curtain walls rise in layered panels, each unit calibrated for thermal and pressure performance. Standing beneath it, you feel verticality not as spectacle, but as mass. The wind moves along its facade in softened currents, redirected by deliberate geometry. Xi'an sits within a moderate seismic zone. Engineers integrated tuned mass dampers and flexible joint systems to dissipate earthquake energy. The building does not resist motion rigidly. It absorbs and redistributes forces through controlled flexibility. Inside, columns disappear into walls, maximizing uninterrupted financial office floors. Daylight penetrates deep into the plan, reflecting off polished stone and brushed metal. The architectural philosophy centers on vertical clarity. Each tier steps with intention, symbolizing ascent from historical foundation to economic future. Compared with Willis Tower in Chicago, Glory IFC matches ambition through composite engineering rather than bundled tube expression. Compared with Shanghai Tower, it opts for restrained elegance rather than spiraling drama. Its authority is measured, almost restrained. During peak construction, more than 3,000 workers operated in synchronized shifts. Concrete pours often continued through the night, illuminated by floodlights reflecting against rising glass. Steel components arrived by convoy, prefabricated for millimeter precision. Every crane lift required coordination across vertical staging platforms. One misalignment at this scale would ripple through dozens of floors. Time became a structural element. 6 years of construction compressed decades of economic expectation. Financial institutions began reserving office space even before the crown structure was complete. The tower anchors Xi'an's central business district, catalyzing surrounding retail, hospitality, and infrastructure investment. Property values in adjacent districts accelerated in response to its emergence. Urban transit lines adjusted routes to serve its influx of daily occupants. The psychological impact is subtle but undeniable. Stand beneath the facade, and the sky narrows into geometric frames. Reflections shift as clouds pass, giving the illusion of motion across still glass. Sunlight fractures along vertical mullions, producing lines of brilliance that feel engineered rather than accidental. You sense not height alone, but engineered dominance over vertical load and lateral force. For American audiences accustomed to New York and Chicago skylines, the message is clear. Global cities are building with comparable precision and scale. Yet the structural language remains familiar: core, steel, concrete, wind strategy, seismic resilience. Engineering, at this level, speaks a universal dialect. Elevators rise at high speed through the reinforced core, supported by advanced traction systems designed for minimal vibration. Mechanical floors distribute climate control across thousands of square feet with calibrated efficiency. Energy systems integrate high-performance glazing and insulation to reduce thermal load. Even the facade's reflective glass balances solar gain with interior comfort. The tower's crown houses communication systems and observation functions. From that height, Xi'an unfolds in ordered grids and arterial highways. The contrast between ancient city walls and contemporary financial towers becomes visually immediate. This is the human narrative embedded in concrete. Architects envisioned a structure that honors heritage without replicating it. Engineers translated ambition into equations of load distribution and deflection control. Workers translated drawings into welded steel and poured slabs. At night, the tower glows with restrained illumination. LED systems trace its vertical edges, outlining form without theatrical excess. The structure does not shout. It asserts. When compared to America's tallest towers, it stands slightly shorter than One World Trade Center's symbolic 1,776 feet. But height alone does not define influence. It is the economic ecosystem beneath that matters. Banks, technology firms, and multinational corporations operate within its floors. Conference rooms overlook a city redefining itself as a Western China financial hub. Every square foot of office space represents strategic positioning. Every structural beam represents calculated risk transformed into permanent form. The sound of wind at its upper terraces softens against aerodynamic detailing. The sensation of elevation remains steady, controlled by dampers hidden deep within. Xi'an International Financial Center is not merely vertical architecture. It is a deliberate instrument of urban strategy. It proves that engineering ambition is no longer isolated to coastal megacities. In the global competition of skylines, precision is the true currency. And in Xi'an, that precision now rises 1,640 feet into the atmosphere, anchored by concrete, disciplined by steel, and defined by controlled ambition.